Mr. Happy Living here, and I'm happy to be broadcasting from WYTV7 in the beautiful Queen City of Charlotte, North Carolina. And I love certified fundraising executives and professional harpists and toxin-free living advocates and people from every walk of life that have discovered their reason for being on this planet. And that's why I love Stephanie Llacuna. She's all those things. And she's also the founder of Pure Harmony, toxin-free beauty and lifestyle. And she's got a fire inside her to help others find their way to a toxic-free, thriving, healthy, and confident life. So Stephanie, welcome to the Something Significant show.
Thank you, Matt. Gosh, I don't think I could ever introduce myself or explain what I do better than that. So thank you very much. I appreciate it. It's a real honor to be here with you.
It's my pleasure. So tell us, what are you doing these days to leave your mark of significance on the world?
Well, I think I really try. I love that focus on significance because it's really something that I try to bring to everything that I do. And I would say, hands down, the most significant thing that I do is raise two daughters. One is actually 18 now, and the other one's 15. And they have just become the most incredible young ladies and just so different from each other, but individuals and smart. And so I couldn't be prouder. Like I said, that's the most significant thing that I do. And then as my full-time job, I raise money for Dayton Children's Hospital. So I get to make a pretty significant impact, making sure that kids in our area and really throughout the world are getting the resources that they need to have optimal health. And then playing music, I have always really been drawn to the aspects of it where I'm bringing joy and really helping people heal through music. That's not to say that I am a music therapist, because there is a difference, but what brings me the most happiness with playing the harp are opportunities to really help people heal. For instance, even at a situation like a viewing or a funeral or a hospital, being able to play music to help people is really wonderful. And then also trying to help people learn how to reduce body burden by swapping out environmental toxins, whether that's in their beauty products, in their cleaning products, things that they're using on a day-to-day basis, their personal care items, things like that, and really helping particularly women find their beauty, their own individual beauty, without harming themselves in the process. And I like to say that the only standard of beauty should be safe beauty. So it brings me a lot of joy and significance to help women feel confident in themselves exactly the way they are, in a way that will not be harmful to themselves.
That's beautiful. Okay. Well, take us back a few years. Let's go back 10 years or so. And I understand back in those days, you were working as a waitress in a diner. So how different was your life 10 years ago from what it is today?
Well, it was significantly different. My girls were much younger. So I had two little girls who were, I guess at that time, 5 and 8. And I was a single mom and really working full-time as a waitress in a little breakfast and lunch restaurant in downtown Dayton called the Brunch Club, and also playing music and teaching harp lessons on the side. And, one of the things that I loved about that job is it was significant to me. And even, I had gone to college and I had been married and divorced. And that job was really what helped me get myself together and pick up the pieces and start the next phase of my life. And I loved it. I loved every minute of it. It brought me joy to meet people that I hadn't met before, or to be continuing to meet people over those 5 years or develop friendships with them. It mattered to me that they liked their food. It mattered to me that they were satisfied customers. And I remember thinking, like, I could probably do this my whole life, until there was one day where something shifted and I just realized that, like, people's pancakes didn't really matter a whole lot to me. That sounds funny, but that was sort of the time when I knew I needed to start something new. And so from there, that's when I actually, through the connections I had made at the Brunch Club, had found a position at a local classical radio station called Discover Classical, or Dayton Public Radio. And that's really how I got into the world of fundraising and ultimately ended up at Dayton Children's.
Life is funny. I listened to the radio station today. As I was doing research on you, I was listening to the classical music. It was beautiful.
It's a wonderful station, and really just such a local treasure here. And actually it's a worldwide treasure because, you know, with the internet and streaming services, anyone can listen to it anywhere.
Say the call numbers again.
WDPR or WDPG. Yeah.
Have a listen, folks.
Yeah.
Right, Stephanie. So as I define significance, it's doing things you love in places you love with people you love and creating something of value to others. So it's doing and it's giving, but to be a giver, you've got to have excess capacity in your life. So what are your personal practices? Physical, mental, spiritual, financial, emotional? What do you do to create extra capacity in your life so you can take good care of yourself and have more to give to others?
Right. That's such an important piece because it can be so easy to just run. And I have to make sure that I don't let myself do that. One of my most favorite ways of really unplugging and getting away and filling my cup, so to speak, is to spend time with my horse named Velvet. So I spend, you know, as much time as I can, a few days a week or evenings a week, I go out and spend time with her, making sure that I do things like journaling as much as possible, trying to prioritize sleep, trying to eat healthy, all of those things. But finding those little moments with my kids, and we're all running different directions now. So sometimes those little moments that we used to take for granted, or I used to take for granted, now I find, 5 minutes of a real intentional conversation can go a long way and can really inspire me and invigorate me. And then, listening to podcasts like this one, reading books, all those things, and even just hanging out with my significant other, Troy, is a way that helps me, inspires me, helps keep me going all the time.
Troy's a relatively new.
Yeah. Well, we have just celebrated our 1-year anniversary, so that's pretty exciting. So yes.
That's awesome. Well, I've noticed when you talk about capacity building, there's 2 levels that I'm beginning to distinguish. There's earthly energy that's finite, and then there's spiritual energy that's infinite. Mm-hmm. So earthly energy, you exercise and you get stronger, and then you go and do work, and then you need to rest and replenish that energy. You use it, and then you need to replenish it.
Right.
Sleep, exercise, money, those types of things. And then there's spiritual energy, which is like love, like new relationships, like you never run out of energy, right?
Right.
And same thing, if you love what you do, you just have this never-ending full cup of energy. So can you just give us a minute or two on the difference in your life when you find you're probably playing the harp, right? It probably doesn't drain, it fills you.
Yes.
So what's the difference between those two?
Playing the harp, and absolutely, and it's something that I've really found great joy in the older I get. I've played the harp since I was 10 years old, so 30 some years. And even, growing up, I majored in harp performance, and there were times where it wasn't so much of a release as there were times when it was a source of stress and frustration, because it's not an easy instrument. You do have to practice, and there's a certain levels and goals, just like anything. But the older I get and the more time I take to just play, the more that I find that spiritual connection. I can feel my vibration raise. I can feel the clarity, mental clarity come. And it's just such a beautiful thing to have that difference between something that can be one or the other. It can be stressful, or it can be a source of joy for myself and others. So that's one piece of it. But my toxin-free beauty business, beauty and lifestyle, that is just, I have this infinite drive where I have to sometimes cut myself off from working and from creating content and from like, it's just an interesting, indescribable feeling to be so passionate and purposeful about something that you just don't ever want to stop working on it. And I think that is when I knew I found my purpose. And I remember even a few years ago when I had, friends that were really doing their thing, you could tell they loved what they did. They were living their purpose, and it just showed. And I thought, that's really what I hope to find. And I really felt like that was going to be found within the realm of health and wellness. So I knew that part, but I didn't know exactly what that would be until I really, had my own health struggles and really learned about things like environmental toxins and ways that they impact your health. And I just became very fired up about helping people understand that it's a big, important piece of the puzzle.
That is, I get goosebumps. That's the magic. When you figure that out, then you are working, but it doesn't drain you. It lifts you. And
exactly.
That's what this show is all about, is finding people that have found that magic to inspire others to, it's out there for them. But for now, Stephanie, we need to take a commercial break because I need to tell everybody about 3 things. A super cool company called Dry Farm Wines, how they deliver chemical-free, which you'll like, sugar-free, health-certified wines right to your doorstep, and how every purchase you make for the entire month of March will support a great big donation to our wonderful host, WYTV7. Mr. Happy Living here. I love good things made by good people. That's why I love Dry Farm Wines. I first met the man known as the healthiest wino on earth back in 2016. He claimed Dry Farm Wines don't cause headaches or hangovers, and that he started his company because 99% of wine consumed in the US is highly processed and loaded with nasties. Like most processed food, it's toxic. That very night, I made a big health decision. Toxic wines out, natural wines in. It's been nearly 5 years since I made the switch, and I feel great. Go to happyliving.com, select Partners in Happy, and get your first bottle of natural wine for 1 penny. And I'll donate 8% of every order placed for the entire month of March to WYTV7. So share the gift of natural wine with a friend. It'll make you both happy. Okay, we're back, and this is the Something Significant show, and I'm Matt Gersper. Hey friends, do yourself a great big health favor. If you drink wine like I do, make sure it's toxin and chemical free. Dry Farm wines are so natural and deliciously clean, they don't cause headaches or hangovers. I love opening a bottle and sharing it with a friend. And today, my friends, you can do yourself another great big health favor. Go to my guest Stephanie Llacuna's Facebook page, Pure Harmony, Toxin-Free Beauty and Lifestyle, for even more toxin and chemical-free products, including makeup and skincare and oral care and men's and women's deodorants and body wash and kids' body products, night cream, eye cream, and much, much more. All there to help you live a healthier and happier life. So Stephanie, in my second book, Turning Inspiration into Action, I explore the idea that big transformations and discovery of purpose, like you were just talking about, often come from devastation. Addictions, disease, death, disaster, some big crisis wreaks havoc on your life. But I've used a happier way and used inspiration to create transformations in my life. So how about you? Was there a specific moment or situation when either devastation or inspiration revealed to you your purpose that you were meant to live?
Yes. And I would say that's true for me. Back in 2015, we had a significant family tragedy, and it was the death of my daughter's father. And what ended up, I realized within a year or so that it had played a significant, the level of stress that came with that trauma and the after effects of it resulted in things like significant weight gain. I was having a lot of digestive issues. I just really didn't feel well when I would go to get my labs done, measure different things like, your blood pressure, your blood sugar, all of those health indicators. They were all starting to creep up towards the side of high. And I just realized, well, I'm too young for this. I had always really tried to live a happy, thriving life, but I was feeling very dull. I was feeling so low confidence and just kind of down and unhealthy. And I just kind of, through my network of people, I met an incredible young woman. And actually that's how Matt and I met. Her name's Kylene Terhune, who's a functional diagnostic nutrition practitioner. And she helped me really get my life, my health turned back around, because I had some food sensitivities, pathogens, hormonal imbalances, things like that. And through my work with her, really discovered that a big piece of that is the environmental toxins. And I started looking for cleaner products, and then realizing even the products that I thought were good really were very cleverly marketed to make you think they were. And I just became very passionate about helping people decipher through what we call the greenwashing, what the products that are marketed to make you think they're healthy, to make you think that because they have a green leaf, or they say they have organic aloe or certain ingredients, that doesn't mean that they are full of other types of harmful toxins. So I would say that through my health journey and all of these different discoveries, that is ultimately how I found my purpose.
As you were having the downward spiral, losing your confidence, losing your health, what caused the turnaround? Was it Kylene and her like an intervention almost, or was it that you hit rock bottom, or what was the catalyst that turned your life around?
Yeah, so Kylene had a big part in it. It was definitely, throughout that, I knew that there was something there, and I wasn't ready to just either attribute it to old age at 35, 36 years old. And I wasn't ready to do that. I wasn't ready to get on meds. So I was just looking for little things to do, but I was frustrated because no matter what healthy diet, so to speak, I tried, didn't seem to work. And I actually originally went to Kylene before she became an FDN, and she was a personal trainer. So I was training with her, and she was telling me about this program she was doing. And we just became fast friends. She's an opera singer. I'm a harpist, and we just loved. My daughters would make fun of us. She's like, every time you're together, all you talk about is organic food. I'm like, well, and we love that, So we just had an immediate friendship. And then when she launched her first program, I signed on with her, and that really, I just started seeing incredible results. And it's still like, I feel it's a continuous journey that I'm still on. So I find new discoveries along the way, but she was definitely a significant part of that, and really the key to getting it turned around on the upswing.
Awesome. Shout out to Kylene.
Yeah.
Okay, so we've talked about capacity and purpose. When you combine those two, the sky's the limit. Or as I like to say, capacity plus purpose equals happy. I call it the happy formula. But I know the real magic of life comes from the fourth element of significance, which is doing work that creates value to others. So how has doing work that creates value to others brought joy and magic into your life? And in other words, how does it feel when you help someone, first of all, discover the need to reduce the toxic burden in their lives, and then secondly, implement a plan that leads them to a toxic-free, thriving, healthy, happy life? When you have that impact, how does that make you feel?
It truly fuels my fire. And I'm sure anybody who has done any kind of either direct sales or network marketing, you know that there are those times where you just don't even know if anyone's listening. You have no idea, like, is what I'm doing matter? Does it matter? Because no one's telling me. I can't tell. And sometimes there's not always immediate sales, but then there are these moments where I run into somebody and they just tell me, like, your group has changed my life. Somebody who will never comment or interact in any way on social media, but they'll take a moment to tell me that they learned something from me, or that they watched a certain video that I had forgotten about. And knowing that there was that type of lasting impact means more to me than they could ever know. And yes, finding somebody who these changes has helped either them through a chronic illness, or helped them just hopefully avoid any in the first place, because that's really the goal, is helping people prevent anything like that, and just continuing on a positive continuum of thriving health. That is really, to me, what makes all the difference. And then really, when it comes to beauty, understanding that there's, again, no standard of beauty. Everyone's beauty is unique. And it saddens me to know that so many people, it's one thing to change something to make yourself feel confident, to me, as long as you're not harming yourself. And so many of these products are they're marketed towards women and men too, whether it's to make your skin darker, make your skin lighter, make your hair straighter, make your hair curlier, putting lipstick on that has lead in it, putting powders on your face, color cosmetics that have heavy metals in them, just to make some arbitrary standard of beauty, when there are plenty of products out there that are healthy and actually do good things for your skin. They have nutrient dense ingredients, and you can look and feel beautiful. Yeah. And also, when you think about the extremes that people go through to reach this unrealistic standard of beauty that is detrimental to their mental health and their physical health, to the point where they're doing drastic things to achieve something that they'll never achieve. So to me, being able to help people find this confidence and this light, that glow within them, to let that shine, and to look in the mirror and say, I love you exactly how you are. That's what really is important to me. That's the gig. That's what it's about. Yeah. Okay, very good. So normally at this time, we do some rapid fire questions about quotes and all that, but folks, Stephanie and I have conjured up a big surprise for you instead. And so for the next 5 minutes or so, Stephanie is going to delight us all with a bit of her beautiful harp music. So thank you. Stephanie, I am so excited about this. So in honor of St. Patrick's Day yesterday, I am going to play a piece that most people, I think, are familiar with, called either London Derriere or Oh Danny Boy.
Awesome.
Thank you.
Thank you. What a special treat. Sadly, now our time together is nearing the end. So would you please just take a minute or two and share any parting remarks you'd like to leave with our audience?
Well, I would encourage you to find the joy in whatever you're doing, the significance, so to speak, because that is really what the joy is. And if you don't find that where you are now, then figure out what that is. Don't let yourself be stuck. Don't settle for anything but significance. And it can be flipping pancakes. It can be serving coffee. It can be writing a book. It can be whatever makes you feel like you're making a difference in the world, but just don't settle for anything but joy.
Oh, beautiful. Okay, folks, I'm calling on you now to give a little love, and every little bit matters. So if you can hear my voice and you were inspired by today's show with Stephanie Llacuna, please donate what you can to WYTV7. They're a 501c3 charity on a mission to educate, empower, and encourage. They do good works with your kindness. And Stephanie, thank you for being such a delight and lifting our spirits today. And
you're very welcome.
And for sharing your brilliance as a musician. And most especially, thank you for turning your personal search for optimal health and your deep dive to minimize your body burden from unregulated toxic household and personal care products into a business that educates and empowers others to minimize the toxins in their own lives and their search for optimal health too. Thank you for helping to make the world a healthier and happier and less toxic place, one person at a time.
Thank you, Matt. And thanks everyone for listening.
And thank you, WYTV7, for hosting and promoting our show so we can keep reaching folks out there ready to create their own extraordinary lives. Special thank you to our sponsors for the entire month of March, Dry Farm Wines and Happy Living. Remember, I'll donate 8% of every purchase you make for the entire month to WYTV7. So tell all your friends too. Go to happyliving.com, select Partners in Happy, and shop Dry Farm Wines. It's a delicious and charitable thing to do. And most especially, thank you, viewers and listeners. You'll find links to websites and social media and all things Stephanie Llacuna. Find her, friend her, shop her toxin-free beauty and lifestyle products, join her Facebook group, take her free skincare assessment, or hire her to play her beautiful harp for weddings or memorial services or any other special occasions. And finally, from me to you, dear friends, I love you and I want you to be happy. We do what we do on the Something Significant show to inspire you to live your life to its fullest, to believe as I do that a better self is always possible today and every day for the rest of our lives. This is your year to be bold. If you're dreaming about it, then get on with it. For it's there on your special path, the one to your dream, your unique and distinctive journey. That's where you'll discover the way to make your mark of significance on the world. Till next time, I'm Matt Gersper. You are awesome, and this is the Something Significant show. And we're out.